JR.
I'm Captain Jack
Can't forget
Sparrow
about
here
him.
for this, and we are JK a lot. And today we are basically just going to be talking about the mental aspects of a healthy lifestyle and how an unhealthy lifestyle can affect you as well. But first, of course, we're going to get into the weekly holidays.
We have
Today,
Monday, August 23rd, which is National Cuban Sandwich Day. I don't think I've ever had
I don't
National
think so.
Sponge Cake Day, National Ride the Wind Day, and International Heroes Day. Well, sponge cake can be what they call it. There's another name.
Angel food
And
cake.
there you go. Yeah.
Angel food cake.
Okay.
And then tomorrow, Tuesday, August 24th, is National Peach Pie Day, National Waffle Iron Day, National Maryland Day, which is when Maryland became a state, and International Strange Music Day.
And then Wednesday we have National Banana Split Day, National Kiss and Makeup Day, National Secondhand Wardrobe Day, and National Park Service Founders Day. Secondhand wardrobe,
Yeah, I mean, we basically, when we go shopping flea market, that's
Right.
kind of what it is.
It doesn't bother me.
And then on Thursday, August 26th, we have National Cherry Popsicle Day, National Dog Day, and National Women's Equality Day.
Then we have Friday, August 27th, which is National
Hot
Tots
de creme.
the Creme Day. I'm going to have to look that up later. National Just Because Day and International Daffodil Day.
Right. And then Saturday, the 28th, is National Stuffed Green Bell Peppers Day, National Red Wine Day, National Bow Tie Day, and National Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day.
And then Sunday, we have National Chop Suey Day, which I've never had. Lemon, and we have National Lemon Juice Day. I drink lemon with lime, so I have lemon lime drink. What is that? National More Herbs, Less Salt Day. I gave up salt.
Right.
That is, I'm sorry, granulated salt. I still had the sodium in the food. I
Right.
just don't add extra.
Right.
Then we have International Bat Night. Funny
And that's
story.
the animal
Yeah.
bat.
Yeah.
We had bats as far as the baseball bat.
Right. A funny
Now we
story.
have-
Somebody I know in a recent apartment, they woke up and there was a bat sleeping on in their house because they left the back door open.
Right.
I haven't really seen what happened if they got it out or not, but people were telling them to put a sheet over it and then throw it outside,
Right.
stuff like that.
I wouldn't know how to handle a bat. Honestly.
Easy. You put a sheet over it and you go outside and you release it. Or
Right,
you
but
get
if
a
they
net.
bite you, they can
You wear
give you
gloves.
rabies.
You wear gloves.
All
Or
right.
you just put a box over it, put a, like that,
Right.
and bring it outside because they eat mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We live in the South. We hate mosquitoes. All right, today we're going to get into the mental aspects of workout and healthy diet, nutrition,
You can
healthy.
even work out with your dog. Like,
Oh, there's lots of animal yoga and stuff that you can do.
goat yoga.
Goat yoga is one.
I don't want a goat standing on my
I
back.
know.
They might eat my clothes.
All right. First thing, exercise improve. Now, this is from the NIH.gov website. Exercise improves mental health and reduces anxiety, depression, and negative moods. And by improving self-esteem and cognitive function. Exercise has also been found to alleviate symptoms such as low self-esteem and social withdrawal. Exercise is especially important in patients with schizophrenia since these patients are already vulnerable to obesity and also because of the additional risk of weight gain associated with antipsychotic treatments, especially with atypical antipsychotic. Patients suffering from schizophrenia who participate in a 3-month physical conditioning program show improvements in weight control and reported increased fitness levels, exercise tolerance, reduced blood pressure levels, increased perceived energy levels, and increased upper body and hand grip strength levels. Basically, with people who take antipsychotic medications, it is good to have exercise because antipsychotic medications tend to increase weight and it makes it easy for you to gain weight. I have found that.
Last sentence.
Right.
Moreover, these 30 minutes need not to be continuous.
Right.
3 10-minute walks a day. And what do I tout?
Right.
At least 3 10-minute walks a day
Right.
will be good for your mental.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a 30-minute.
Right.
It could be 3 10 minutes. It could be 2 20 minutes.
Right.
But at least 3 small brisk walks a day out in the sun, in Mother Nature, around your neighborhood. Or
it's very good for
it's
mental.
good mentally, physically. It gets you some fresh air.
Right.
It gets you breathing.
It gets the vitamin D into you because
it gets
you
your
get access
thoughts
to
like
sun.
you're not worried about anything. You kind of like forget things, and
right.
you just focus on walking and enjoy the outside.
Right.
You know? and that there's somebody I follow on Instagram that says that I learned that 3 10-minute walks a day.
Right. And being out in the sun is something that's also being out in the sun, exercising. It helps to increase your vitamin D absorption in your body.
Makes you feel good.
And it helps with depression. Our son, he takes vitamin D, but also goes for a walk every so many days just because he's in the house so much. He's 19.
Because of
it's
that summer pattern where at 5 o'clock it's raining.
Right.
And this was our week off. Last week was our week off, so we didn't really do much of anything.
But he has found that going out and doing the walk has helped his vitamin D levels and has reduced his depression a lot. Because he used to get depressed a lot and he would overeat and things like that just because he had low vitamin D. So it does make a big difference getting that exercise in, that vitamin D, that sunlight.
Right.
So, then we have healthy benefits from exercise that should be emphasized, reinforced by every mental health professional to their patients. It helps improve sleep. It increases interest in sex. It gives you better endurance. It is a stress relief. It improves your mood. It increases energy and stamina. It reduces tiredness. That can increase your mental alertness. It helps weight reduction and even reduces the cholesterol, improves your cardiovascular, the way your blood pumps.
And you see, the thing is about that list, the best advice is it can't say it's a guarantee.
Right. It just helps to improve.
Because on the list,
if
different
you have
things
other,
different things can impact everything on that list. Like, and just because you exercise and nutrition, your sleep might be messed up because of other reasons.
Right.
You know, your increased interest in sex could be your better endurance. It's different things, but they should implement that. That's what regular exercise can help with these symptoms.
Right.
It may not guarantee that you're going to have a stress relief or better in sleep, but it helps to get you there.
Right. And it may not be huge increases. It could be just small increases.
I never went to sleep before 8:30 until about a couple of months ago. Now, and now that we're going to get up at 4, by 8 o'clock, I'll be asleep.
Right. And see, I can't say that it's going to help my sleep a lot. I know that working out has helped me sleep a little bit more than I used to, but I still have issues with sleep because of other things.
Well, I know one of the reasons you have issues with sleep is because you can't stop what you're watching. You have to.
It's not just that. I can't stop my brain.
It's you have to finish watching a video. Like if you're whether it keeps your attention or not, you have to finish watching it. It's like that's just
right. I mean, I watch YouTube at night. I fall asleep on video.
Last week you fell asleep. You were so tired. You fell asleep watching videos, and I didn't even wake you up.
I've done that, but I have issues with sleep. I have since I was a baby.
Well, we're starting a new regimen. So.
I know, and there's times that I'm dead tired. I want to go to sleep, and I sleep 6 hours. But then there's other times I'm dead tired, and I can't. And I have 4. I'll sleep 4 hours, and that's it.
Well, my problem is
my brain doesn't stop.
I can fall asleep, but my bladder doesn't let me stay asleep. But I drink a lot of water, so that's why I wake up so much because of the water I drink.
Right, and see, mine is just my brain. I mean, I've always had that issue. My brain.
Yeah, but you can fall asleep sometimes, and you can sleep for 6 hours straight without waking up in your bathroom.
Yeah.
Me,
my bladder doesn't wake me up.
Every hour and a half to 3 hours, I'm up peeing. So.
And see, me, I can sleep all night and not wake up to pee.
Sometimes.
But then I wake up in the morning and I'm in pain because I gotta pee so bad.
Right. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night.
Sometimes, but not a whole lot. All right. Next, paths to improve your health. Studies about the food-mood connection have been limited, but have shown mixed results. In some studies, people who don't have a healthy diet were more likely to report symptoms of depression or mental health issues, and there appears to be some association between certain nutrients in foods and emotional well-being. These are typically the omega-3 fatty acids, folic acid, vitamin D, magnesium, B vitamins, and Tryptophan.
That's that.
Yeah.
That's that thing they say is in turkey that puts you to sleep.
Right.
That's that tryptophan. That's
Yeah.
that stuff they say makes you go to sleep after eating Thanksgiving.
Right.
That's-
But those are all things
that's a
that
myth.
in health. And I mean, I take supplements for just about all of that except for the magnesium and the tryptophan. I take vitamin D, I take omega-3s, I take folic acid, I take 3 or 4 different B vitamins. I think I know I take B12, I take niacin, and I take super B complex.
Yes, I'm just writing down that tryptophan so I could do some research on it because I don't really know much about it.
But
some of the stuff you can get from food if you don't want to take
the supplements. But we take
like
supplements.
omega-3. I don't eat a lot of fish.
Right. And
we
don't.
And if you eat fish, you're gonna get your omega-3 from the fish. Whether you eat
Right.
Catfish, trout, salmon.
Right.
You're gonna
Salmon
get
is a
right.
high one.
Right.
I don't like
right.
the taste of it.
If you eat fish on a regular basis, like 2, 3 times a week, you're gonna get your omega-3s. Or if you drink at least a glass of milk, 8-ounce glass of milk every day, you're gonna get your vitamin D,
Right.
or your magnesium. But some people don't have that stuff in their diet for some reason or
Right.
another.
And the reason that we take the supplements also is because we have had the surgery, and our stomach is smaller, and 2, it doesn't absorb certain minerals like it used to. So we do have to.
That's
take
another thing I do
those.
some research on to see if anybody ever recommends off of these supplements after surgery.
Right.
It's another thing I want to delve into. Like, reach out to a weight loss surgeon and a nutritionist to see if anybody's ever got off of these supplements.
Right, because I know the paperwork that I was given after my surgery says that get used to it because you're going to take them for the rest of your life.
Right, but then again, don't know.
Right. Let's see. The 2015 to 2020 Dietary Guidelines for Americans published by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of
Agriculture.
The Department of Agriculture.
Or agro, whatever you want to call it.
Say that healthy balanced diet should include fruits and vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy, lean protein, limited amounts of sodium, saturated fat, and added sugar. Now, on my days that I'm going to be going into different nutrition, and I will be getting into different diets, whether it be Mediterranean, keto, American, all of those different types of diets, and what is recommended for each. Now, fruits and vegetables are good. Whole grains, depending on what kind of diet you're doing and what your objectives are, is whether or not how you want to put these in your diet.
Right. There's somebody I follow on Instagram. I'm not going to shout him out, but he does a question and answer. He's a fitness guy, and he gets this question at least once a session.
Mm-hmm.
I have been told fruits will make me fat. 1 pound of watermelon has like 110 calories.
Right.
It's
not.
It's not going to put weight on you.
No, it's not going to make you fat. Okay. Now
it might make you pee a lot because it's water soluble.
Right.
It's got a lot of water in it. It might make you get hold a little water, but it's not going to.
People who are diabetic, type 2 diabetics, and they do need to watch
the fruit, yes,
because
it's a natural sugar.
Right, it does have natural.
But if you're
sugars,
not diabetic or anything like that,
Right.
indulging in fruits every day, even if it's a half a pound of watermelon a day or some watermelon and some strawberry, it's not going to make you fat.
Right, and no. Fruit is not going to make you fat. Now, depending on your diet, depending on if you're on
it might make you retain
water. Well, if you're on a specialized diet, it can, like with keto diet, you go into ketosis. If you have too many fruits, it's going to take you out of ketosis.
Right.
But that depends on the particular eating style that you subscribe
for
to.
a normal regular day diet, if you want to eat fruits every day,
right,
and you don't overdo it, there's nothing wrong with that. Vegetables,
right. But
now whole grain, right?
Again, just like with everything, moderation.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You need moderation. You don't want to have
if you want to eat
a bag of apples. That's not good for you. Yes, an apple a day.
Right, you don't want to have a bag
but not
all
a
day.
Bag of
right,
apples.
1 or 2 apples a day, medium-sized apples, 1 or 2, like 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, won't hurt you. If you put
but you don't want to have You don't want to have a whole bag of apples.
1 orange or half a pound of watermelon. I mean, you can moderation.
Everything in moderation.
Now the whole grains, there was a study that came out that said whole grains are better than white grains.
Right. Flour grain, bleach flour, and
I don't eat a lot of whole grains. Period. Never have.
Right. I don't eat bread anymore. I don't eat standard regular bread.
We
have keto bread that we make.
Cloud bread that's made with cheese and sour cream, and
I
even got one made with mayo, which actually surprised me.
Tastes good.
It tastes good.
Right.
Now low fat dairy, dairy, depending on if you're lactose intolerant,
Right. I
things
am.
like that. I still get a little dairy with my coffee.
Right. And I get dairy with my shakes, but I don't eat right.
But
And
as
I don't
far
do
as
a lot.
extra dairy, we do like cheese.
Yes.
But we don't go overboard with it.
Right. We do like, and see, I haven't done the fathead doughs yet, but most of the like pizza crust that we like and the breads and stuff that we like do have cheese in them, but we don't go overboard with that.
And lean protein.
I mean, we both live by the motto, moderation is key.
Right.
Everything that we do is in moderation.
I have two mottos now.
Mm-hmm.
Moderation is key, and the other one, I live an 80-20 lifestyle. 80% healthy, 20% junk. I leave a little wiggle room for a little junk food every day.
Right.
I don't
do it every day. I do it about 2 or 3 times a week.
Right, but the
I'll
junk
have
food,
a little sweet.
but the junk food that you have is still considered low carb or low.
Yeah, because I eat popsicles. I eat sugar-free popsicles.
Or sugar-free candy, or you'll take some chips of mine, or you have those chips that have light,
Yeah, it's 100-calorie cheese puffs.
Right.
Packs of cheese puffs.
So, you're still indulging, but you're not going overboard.
Right.
And it's possible.
But the sugar-free candy is not.
I know, that's to help you go.
Yeah, that's to help my
and
system.
Sodium, saturated fat, added sugar.
Right.
And when this list, when I look at it, I say again, they got people that can consume a shitload amount of salt and fat, and it doesn't affect them.
Right.
But
you don't know what it's doing to the inside of their
we don't
body.
know what it does in the long run.
Right.
Now, in the short-term schemes, for months and months, it doesn't bother them. But who knows what it's going to affect them 10 years after?
Right.
Because if you stop all of this, if you consume a lot of that for 10 years and then you just quit, who's to say what's going to come 10 years after quitting? Same thing when it comes to cigarettes, drinking, all that. The effects will eventually show up.
Right.
You just don't know when.
All right. Last slide. It is well known that unhealthy eating patterns can cause mood swings. It's been studied.
Is that where the word
that's where the word hangry came from. It's been studied. Blood sugar fluctuations and nutrition imbalances are often to blame. Without a steady source of fuel from food that we eat, our minds and bodies don't function well. Skipping meals, missing a meal, especially breakfast, can lead to low blood sugar. This will likely leave you feeling weak and tired.
It reminds me of that commercial for that cereal before they go take tests.
Cutting out entire food groups. If you reduce the variety of foods in your diet, it can cause essential nutrients that you need to be too low, like levels of zinc, iron, B vitamins, magnesium, vitamin D, omega-3s, associated with worsening moods, like we talked about with the vitamin D, all of these different things. Eating too many refined carbs. Also, high intakes of unhealthy processed carbs, such as white bread and pastries, cause blood sugars to rise and fall rapidly. This can lead to low energy and irritation. It may, in the short run, it makes you feel good, but then in the long run, it's not good for you, and it's not gonna. Now, there are, like this says, there are different types of carbs. There are unhealthy processed carbs, and then there are good carbs that you get from sugars, that you get from natural sugars, like fruits and vegetables. There are differences. That's why even on a keto diet, they tell you can have
what was that one
carbs.
vegetable you had? Was it broccoli or one of them you had that you was like, wow, that's a lot of carbs for a vegetable?
No, wait.
It was a green one. It was either broccoli
or Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts have a decent amount of carbs.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I keep telling you.
But that's good carbs.
Right,
there are differences between good carbs and bad carbs.
Right.
And the more you can add good carbs to, like, fruits and vegetables that have natural sugars, natural carbs, and take out those unhealthy processed carbs like bread and pastries and things like that.
You can't have,
I'm not saying you
can
can't
have
have
a
it,
slice of bread every once in a
but
while.
in moderation.
You can have a donut here and there.
But you need to cut those kind out
What
as
they're
much
saying-
as possible. Yes, indulge every so often.
What they're saying is too much all over time every day will lead to them low energy and irritability. Like if you eat 3 donuts a day for a week, you're gonna get that high of energy, and then all of a sudden, well, I can't say everybody because
not everybody, but some people.
But most people, you gotta. Again, I've said this before, and I will say this again. The one thing that I've learned is listen to your body and how it responds, because it will tell you whether what you're eating, working out, the way you move, it will let you know how it's going to react. Because remember I told you when we first met and I was on diabetes medicine, I told you what happened.
Yeah.
They had me on metformin. The regular metformin, every time I would eat, 20 minutes later, I was on the toilet. They moved me to the extended release, and it was better. So again, your body will tell you.
Right, but the thing is, especially in our society, in American society, people have gotten so used to that carb feeling that they don't realize that it's actually doing damage to your body, that it's actually doing bad things to your body, because you're just going to, once you start coming down from those bad carbs, you start eating those comfort foods again, the stuff that's not good for you again, and you get that high again. That's why it's called comfort food. That's why taking out some of those unhealthy products is beneficial in the long run. You know,
I think like I said, it's okay if you want to indulge every now and then in some foods.
Every now and then, but not every single day. Like I will have something sweet.
It was said that you can eat one regular piece of bread, every day, and it won't hurt you because one slice of bread is not that big of a deal. What they mean by indulge is like I used to eat 6 slices of bread every other day.
Like our son, who will have a 3 peanut butter sandwiches with white bread, and drives us crazy.
I know.
He's 19, still technically a teenager.
I told him the same thing I always said. If he reaches 300 pounds, I'm not going to say nothing. That's his own fault.
Well, we have the guide for him to go back and watch some of our videos and learn. But, I mean, we are trying.
He thinks he knows better than us.
I know that. But then he's 19.
But
so
he's never gotten 300-400 pounds and then lost weight again, so he can't really experience it. But back in the day, before I met you, I was eating a lot of bread, a lot of pastries, refined carbs, refined products. And yes, the feeling is good for the short term, but over time, it's going to do the damage. Right. No matter what. And I've learned this. I've read things about too many tomatoes, or too many carrots, or too many bananas, or too many this or that.
Too many anything.
Eventually, over time, like I saw a study where people would eat carrots and they ate too many carrots and they started noticing their arms and stuff like real life. Yeah, started real life.
Beta-carotene can actually start to affect your skin.
Maybe that's why Donald Trump looks orange. Maybe he eats too many carrots.
I don't think so.
I don't know. But anyway, too much stuff, good or bad,
can have negative effects on your body.
And like I said, listen, your body will tell you. For instance, too much water can make you feel like crap. Yes. If you drink too much regular water in a day, or too fast,
because it gets into your system and just cleans out everything, and that's not good.
If you drink a gallon of water in a 3-hour span, it can make you feel bogged down. Some people. Oh, wow. Some people may feel bogged down from that much water. Right. Some people, it depends on what you're doing. Right. If you're just idle like this right here, like we're doing, 2 or 3 8-ounce glasses of water in 3 hours would be fine. It won't make you feel like that. Right. But if you're out mowing the grass, or you're outside just talking or sitting outside in the sun, you drink a gallon of water in 3 hours, you're going to sweat it out. Right. So it just depends. Things will make you feel, that's why you said comfort. Right.
And I mean, they're like, especially in our society right now, their American diets are full of comfort. And that's, unfortunately, that's just the way, that's just the way that our society is. But it is a generalized, people are trying right now to get healthier. Some people. Not everybody, unfortunately, but some people are.
Think of something. Okay. When you said American diet, yes, I thought about Filipinos and Chinese, and they eat a lot of rice. Right. But I think the trick is they don't eat a lot of it at one time.
Even if they do, their society is so much different.
But they eat smaller portions. They don't eat big portions.
But
because they grew up.
You've noticed most of those people, I don't mean those people. I mean that culture.
That side of the world.
That culture, they are a lot more active than most.
But it's not just that. I think it stems from the way they grew up.
Yes.
They grew up.
Their culture.
They grew up in very low income, very impoverished. So when they would eat rice, it would be smaller portions because they had to stretch it out. Right. So just because they eat rice, they'll probably eat like a half a cup. Right. And they're used to that. So they're able to eat stuff like that.
Plus, their rice is processed differently than ours. Ours is very bleached.
I don't know. I'm not a food expert.
I know that. I'm probably going to look that up. But our rice is very bleached and very processed, whereas theirs is not. It's not as processed as ours is.
Like I said, moderation is key.
Right. Plus, their culture, their society, they don't have that sedimentary type of lifestyle that we have in the U.S. I mean, there are places, especially like Japan, when you go to work, you have morning calisthenics at work. They put that in because people, especially people who sit down a lot, they have different periods of time where they.
You know why they do it? The mental aspect.
Right, but it helps them physically too.
Right, it helps physically, but they do it because, from what I read, they do it because it keeps them mentally sharp. Right. It gives them a break from focusing on what they're doing.
Work, right, and it gives them, again, rest. Like what we talked about that exercise, that activity helps your brain to work.
Right.
You know, and when they get away from what they're doing, they get up, they get moving, and they do a little bit of calisthenics every few hours.
Even they do it before school.
Right.
The kids before
Kids
school.
do it at school.
It gives
the
them
people do it at
energized.
work,
It gets
right?
them motivated. Like,
and
okay,
that's
now
the
we're ready
different
for the
culture.
day.
And I mean, that's the different culture. I cannot imagine what American workers would be like if they went to work and their boss told them they have to do jumping jacks before they start working. Americans would freak out. Americans would go insane and say, absolutely not.
One of our friends that's in the military, he just transported to Texas.
Right.
And the other day I saw him post in a group that he just did exercises with his morning work.
Right.
And he's like, I'm not liking them right now. Because he never did that
here
with the crew out here when he was stationed out here.
I know.
And he said that in the morning they did a workout. It was like 20 burpees, 20 air squats.
Right.
He's like, I'm not really liking them right now. So, you know,
because he had gotten away from doing all that physical activity. I mean,
well,
being in the military, he did it.
Well, he still does cardio,
mm-hmm.
but he doesn't. He focuses on cardio more than he does strength.
Right.
But he's like, you know, but like I said,
it's our society.
The society
that we live in,
right,
has become very stagnant. I mean,
I used to not, before I met you and before I had the weight loss surgery, I never thought about going to the gym for years and years and years.
Right. Oh, me going to the gym. My dad had me in the gym when I was young, and I hated it. And I always swore I would not do it again. And me going to the gym now is just, it's like completely. But I realize now how wrong I was. Because younger adult life.
When you was younger, you was forced to do it without any motivation, and you was pushing back.
Right. I was a teenager who was rebelling and didn't want to do what I was being told.
And you wasn't
now I realize
the right way.
Right.
You was being pushed.
I was being told this is what you're going to do. I was not given any options. I was not being told
so
why or
you
anything
just decided
like that.
to rebel instead of doing research to say, okay, well, when he's not around, I'm gonna do it this way. When he's around, I do it the way he.
So, and I mean, when he wasn't around, I didn't do it. Period.
Well, you see, I used to love playing sports.
Right.
I love basketball, football, baseball. I love playing it growing up, but I never associated that with going to a gym.
Right.
You know,
I played volleyball.
I just thought I'm going to get out there. I'm going to play the sport. I don't need to go to a gym.
Right. Now, me and my brother played from the time, I'd say we were 11, 12 years old, till we went to high school. We played every sport we could, okay? I hated basketball, but I played it. My brother ran track. My brother played football. He played baseball. He hated baseball.
I think I did
but
it just to get away from the house.
But we played for the playground.
I played for the playground. So I've never played for my school.
No, well, my brother played for our high school.
Right.
But before high school, we played at the playground.
I never played for none of my high school or middle school.
I didn't play.
I didn't, because I didn't want the pressure of trying to keep grades up and play for the school. Because if I want to play a sport, I want to enjoy it at a young age.
Right. Now, we did have those. We had to get grades to play, but that was our parents' rules, not like
school had a rule too.
I know, but if you played for school, but when we played for the playground, to play, we still had to keep our grades up. And me, I didn't want to play basketball. My brother did not want to play baseball. But we played everything year round. We were at the playground playing something.
If I had my own driveway, if we had a big enough driveway, if we had our own house, I would have a basketball goal just to go out there and shoot just for the fun of it.
See, that's the one thing I have never liked.
I wouldn't be playing a game. I would just be shooting the ball for the fun to pass the time.
Baseball, I would play baseball, softball. I would do anything. Baseball, I loved. Absolutely loved. Basketball, nope. Just never been a fan.
And the end of the thing, this whole discussion is about
exercise.
Exercise and nutrition has an effect on your mental stability as well as your physical.
Right.
You got to have a balance.
Yes. Definitely you need to have that balance. You need to be able to balance your whole life and not just your food, not just working out, but you need to take care of your whole self.
Yeah, what I try to tell you sometimes.
Right. It's your whole body, your mind, your body, your food, everything, not just one thing or another. And a lot of people want to focus on physical and they don't take care of their mind, or they don't take care of their what they're eating or their nutrition, and all of it plays together.
But now
to have a healthy lifestyle.
But we notice more and more athletes are speaking out about taking care of your mental self.
Right.
As well
that
as
is something
physical.
that is something this year that I'm so proud of. Not just Simone Biles, but the tennis player, Osaka. All of them are saying, look, we have these pressures that we're suffering mentally because we have these pressures, we have these being grilled by the press, and it's affecting us mentally, and we need help with this. We can't just do this on our own, and I'm so glad that they're finally stepping up to that.
And that brings me to my last point when you said balance. I'm not religious at all, but when I learned about Buddhism,
Right.
he always said you live your life one of three ways. Either like a guitar string, it's wiggly, too loose, it's not cool. Too tight, it's going to snap.
Right.
So you find that balance that kind of keeps you mellow.
Right.
Now, life ain't perfect.
Right.
You're going to have peaks and valleys. But for the most part, what we're saying is mental health plays a big part, and everything else should fall into place as long as your mental health is taken care of.
Yep.
Because
mood. All right. So please like and subscribe. In the description box below, we have our website, which has some more recipes up. I don't have any of the workouts or any muscle stuff in yet. My web designer, who is my son, and I are working on that. And we also have our shop that is still available. We will have new designs going up probably in a little bit over a week, but it is still up on our website, and the link is in the description below for the merchandise store as well as our website. So please leave us a like and subscribe. Go check out our website and our merchandise, maybe buy some stuff. But we will see you next week. Have a good week.
Stay
Bye-bye.
humble and kind.